Alright, today we will go over inscribed angles and the measure of its intersected arc. I have an example right here. Let's dive right in. Here we go. An inscribed angle, the way I describe it, an inscribed angle is an angle where your vertex is on the circle. For example, vertex G is on that ring of the circle. So AGB is an inscribed angle. Or AEB is an inscribed angle. Your vertex is right there, touching the circle. Now over here, the degree measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of its corresponding central angle. So what this means is, if I give an example, if this central angle is 80 degrees, well, first off, from central angles, we know that this arc over here is also 80 degrees. And according to this, your inscribed angle is half the corresponding central angle. So if your central is 80, your inscribed is half of that, 40. Okay? Let's do a different example. Okay, so suppose my inscribed angle right here is 25. Because your inscribed angle is half your arc, then that needs to go from angle to arc, you double it. So this angle has to be 50, and this arc has to be 50. So there's that relationship. Intercepted arc and central angle are the same. The intercepted arc is double your angle, your inscribed angle, or the inscribed angle is half your intercepted arc. With that said, let's take a look at example number 3 and figure out what's going on over here. Alright, example number 3, right here. If measure of arc BA equals x minus 7, and measure of angle AEB equals 85, solve for x. Right here. Arc BA over here is x minus 7. Angle AEB in here is 85 degrees. So there's two ways to go about this. Let me write both equations in. Measure of your inscribed angle AEB equals 1/2 of its corresponding arc AB, or twice your angle AEB equals your arc AB. So let's use that equation over here. Because I know this angle is 85, that tells me this arc is 2 times 85, 190. So 2 times 85 equals x minus 7. $170 equals x minus 7. Add 7 both sides. We get x equals 177 degrees. So there's how you solve this. Your intercepted arc is double your inscribed angle. Alright, with that said, let's take a look at some sample problems. Over here, I'll work on this side, number 6. Here's my angle, 42 degrees. If I were to trace out this angle, it goes to arc WV, and going from, we know this angle is half your arc, so what we can do is 42 times 2 which makes this arc 84 degrees. Over here, we will also start throwing in polygons inside circles. So let's take a look at this. All three angles of a triangle add up to 180. So we can find this missing angle first. To do that, we can do 70 plus 49. That's 119. Subtract from 180 because all three angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So this tells me this inscribed angle 61 degrees. Now this angle has this as an inscribed arc. So going from angle to arc, 61 times 2 tells you this is 122 degrees. Alright, I'll do one last example over here. Whenever they give you an arc, see if it helps us figure out anything about its angles, or if they give you an angle, see if it helps us figure out an arc. In this case, I have this angle is 95 degrees. So let's go ahead and find its corresponding arc. My inscribed angle is 95. To find my intercepted arc, 95 times 2 equals 190 degrees. So this arc in blue is 190 degrees. But we are solving for question mark over here. Let me color this arc in green. And then what we do know is this arc up here is 75. Notice if I combine all three arcs together, I make a full circle. And the full circle we know is 360 degrees. So I have 75, I have 190. What am I missing to make 360? We can do that by adding 75 plus 190. Get me 265. All of them add up to 360, so we can do 360 minus 265 equals 95, which means this arc over here is 95 degrees. Last one, setting up equations. So I'm going to go through the motions now. I have this angle is 110. So my angle goes from KPQ, which means my arc on this side, Q arc K, is 110 times 2. Goes to 220. This arc is 220. So I have the blue arc, the green arc, and the pink arc. All three arcs make my full circle, so my equation is 220 plus the green 50 plus the pink 30x equals full circle 360. Solving, combine like terms, I have 270 plus 30x equals 360. Subtract 270 on both sides. So 30x equals 90. And finally, we divide by 30. That x equals 3. So the idea behind this question is if I add all the arcs together and it makes my full circle, then I can set that equation equal to 360. Alright, so there you have information about inscribed angles.